Afternoon. Man United's unique selling point is chaos. It used to be excellence. It used to be young players coming through the system, playing attacking football, scoring last minute winners and winning trophies and being the envy of the rest of British football. The last 10 years have seen us become well known and renowned for chaos. Our own fans buy into it. There is a rinse and repeat cycle going on, which I think everyone recognises now, and it seems like it's starting again with Ten Hag, although it's a bit earlier than with previous managers. The truth is, bad news and drama sells, and it's a lazy owner's dream because essentially you get clicks and refreshing of pages and a lot of interest for being crap. So the Glazers will love that. Martin Samuel, I think he's from the Daily Mail, said, as long as you're putting stories out about United, you're never going to go poor as a journalist. Hated, adored, never ignored, Man United. And the Glazers are probably laughing their socks off at the state of the club at the moment because actually, once again, one, we're distracted from them and the mess that they've caused and the ongoing saga and circus with the takeover. And two, there's loads of clicks, there's loads of interest, there's loads of interaction regarding Manchester United. And whether that's good, bad or indifferent, I don't think they particularly care because they don't set the tone to try and be an outstanding football club because they don't care. For what it's worth, my opinion on Ten Hag and this current state of affairs is that he's done far better than most managers. In the past, I think we've appointed the wrong people, and then when they've become under pressure, people have rightly kind of questioned the Glazers and said that no manager could work under this regime. But I would also point to the fact no, they couldn't. But this still isn't the right manager. Jose Mourinho was never right for Manchester United. Louis van Gaal was never right for Manchester United, and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was a right temporary manager for Man United, but not long term. David Moyes, I almost give a free pass because he followed Fergie and he was almost shoehorned into that position by Ferguson himself. Still, he wasn't the right man. Erik Ten Hag, it is for me a good appointment. He's a good manager at the wrong time with the wrong people in charge. I think him with proper owners, then we can judge him. I have to say, last year I wasn't getting carried away about Ten Hag. I thought he was good. But I remember saying to mates, look, we've been here before. There was periods under Jose where, particularly actually in his first season, where we started to look like we're becoming quite stubborn, quite difficult to beat, but also playing some decent football with Ibrahimovic up there and Mkhitaryan doing okay. And the whys and wherefores of where it went wrong with Mourinho, I don't want to get into now, but there was periods under him where it looked all right. There was periods, of course, under Ollie where it looked like maybe we were moving in the right direction, but I always had that feeling that there was a limit to it. But nonetheless, there was some periods where it was going okay. So last year when things went well with Ten Hag, I didn't get carried away. But this club with these owners can make anyone look incompetent. And they've not given him what he needs, as I touched on in my last video. I think almost as a point of principle, we need to stay with him. And we need to make sure that the finger of blame is pointed at the right people. Even these stories, these leaks, these then the club comes out and says, oh, actually, no, it's not true. The thing about Ten Hag's agent being used too much, fallouts in the dressing room, which then United very quickly say, no, that's not true. They're putting them out there in the first place, or maybe one of the players is, or maybe coaching staff, or whatever. But it's been allowed to get out there, and then United are very quickly retracting it. It all creates drama, it all creates distraction. Even if we're all saying, we know what you're doing, we know what you're trying to get away from, still, even the fact we're talking about it does create distraction from the real issue. I would say that if Ten Hag is close to being sacked, which I don't think he is for a second, because these morons have left managers in too long previously. So after a year, a very, very good year, and then a poor start to the season, they're not going to sack him anytime soon. They're not. But as I say, other managers have had longer. But if he is on the verge of being sacked, I don't think he is, then they're staying, aren't they? Because why would they sack a manager before leaving the club? Just playing devil's advocate, if they sacked him, who's out there? Me, you, most people watching this who know more about football than the Glazers would be able to say, no one really. Who's going to come into this mess? But even the people with a lack of football intelligence like the Glazers, even them, come on then, who's out there? You tell me. You tell me who's going to come in and do a good job for Manchester United. I ain't going to answer it. I'm not even going to speculate. I'll just put it there to not the Glazers watch my channel obviously, but to anyone who's out there who's going to come and save the day. Come on then. Finally, the story again predictably comes out about the sale is making progress and we're going to get news in October and blah 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 blah. The Glazers are just walking hypocrites in that, on the one hand, their arrogance and their silence is deafening in that they don't feel the need to engage with this process at all. It's almost like it's not even happening. And then on the other hand, when it suits them, they'll put some spin out because really deep down inside, they know that the best thing for the club is for them to sell it. Otherwise, they wouldn't put the spin out to suggest that. If they were so in denial, they wouldn't even acknowledge that the best thing for the club is that they sell the club. But they still put stories out there to suggest it is going to be sold, to quieten the fans down a little bit, so they know that it's the right thing to do. And again, that makes it even worse. They're just hypocrites. I go back to what I've always said just to round off. They ain't got any money. They need to spend a lot of money in the next few years to make it even on par with other clubs. They're done. They've ran their course. The coffers are empty. People are onto them now when they try the stupid little games that no one falls for anymore. I just don't know why it's taking so long. But on the rinse and repeat thing, as I said, over the last 10 years, United's unique selling point has become chaos. And chaos, drama and bad news sells. And because the owners aren't up for excellence, they don't care about that, they'll take that instead. Lazy owners dream. Glazers out.